Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another Last Epoch dev stream. As usual, I'm your host, Mike. Hello. Welcome back to the stream, everybody. We're hanging out. We're playing some Last Epoch. We're having some fun. It's a good day. As usual, we stream for charity. It's above my head. If you have a question, please put that Last Epoch game in the question. I'll know you want me to actually answer it. Otherwise, welcome to chat amongst yourselves as well. Or just at Last Epoch on YouTube. I'll get those filtered over to me and I will answer them. I feel like it's going to be a chill stream today. That's fine by me. We're working towards a few upgrades. We're going to craft on this later. We want to get the... I don't want to start with it because in case we wreck it, we're kind of reliant on it right now. We're going to roll this away. We're going to try and change the base because we don't have any leech because of our amulet. And like if I'm feeling risky, we might corrupt it at some point. Probably not today though. We're up trying to get just a little. We attempted Orbis right at the end of last stream and got down to like final phase, shockingly enough. So we've done some passive improvements. We've reorganized our passives slightly here. Did some shifts there. Put some useless points out here and there. Some out of here. Put some into here. Put some into here. So yeah, we're slightly optimized. Did some on our base tree as well, I think. Yeah, move some out of here. Put some in here. Put some in there. We're a little bit better. We've what else did we do? We moved a couple things around here. Pulled some points out of this because we're not using it anymore. Pulled this out. Went over here. Got the extra one here. Trying to just get up enough to be able to do Aberroth here. We might look to the bazaar to upgrade our gear slightly. We'll see. Put some echoes in, see how we're doing. PS5 release date or window. We don't have any fixed PS5 release date windows yet. It's gonna be the like LEO, so the next league. The next season that comes out. Sorry, the next one that comes out, I should rephrase that. The next one that comes out after the next one, so it's 2 away. So we don't have the timeline on the next one yet even, so it's a ways off. Let's get a bow in here. I know I've got a bow here somewhere. There's a bow. Always got a bow. We'll get another LP3 version of that. Yeah, that's not the LP3 one. Even an LP2 to roll nicely would be good. Another question: when are we getting the new season? I don't have timelines, specific timelines on stream for things that are not released yet. When we do have timelines for the next season, they'll be available on the news channels, on our Discord, on our forums, on our website, all that stuff. It'll all be plastered all over the place there. Just working on a little teaser trailer right now, you know. Usually that's where we announce the dates. I feel like this auto-targeting is a lot more effective. Because there's a lot better coverage. Is the expansion with new season? The expansion will be with a new season, but it's not this season, it's one after. So like we're in season 4 right now. Next one will be season 5. And then after that will be LEO, which is the expansion, and the next season.
The moment comes.
Is Norris October? I thought Norris was November for some reason. Might be October. That is a really cool game. I like the it's very similar, and it's just like slightly different at the same time as like the genre that it's in. It's definitely an ARPG, but like it has a different vibe to it, and I really appreciate that.
Your reflection trembles.
I've been PoE 2 and Diablo 2 both released like league and ladder starts very recently, so I've been doing both. Not doing very much in either. I've been playing a lot of different RPGs lately, which has been great. It's been a lot of fun. I've been playing through Titan Quest 2, finally getting a chance to go through the new content there. It's been a great few weeks for RPG content for me. We had a great playtest this week on Tuesday as well for one of the new skills coming.
Mana courses through me.
Might be a little overpowered. Probably gonna have to dial it back a little bit in certain spots. That usually happens when we first have a playtest, though.
I did nothing wrong.
That was close.
I'm really excited to get some Aberroth attempts in today. I think we'll do well. I think we'll do well. I might try and do like the safe crafting on that helmet first, and then just like drop an attempt right away. Finish this Omen chain. This Echo chain.
My brilliance is unequaled.
I need more attack speed. I'm feeling I need some attack speed here. Feels like I could do with a little more attack speed. Void squirrels! Yes! I just saw the they're spoiling the new magic set right now, and the Squirrel Girl's one of them. It's just like, you know, it'd be fun. What if we took Krenko and made it stronger and in green? We've long finished this one. Any idea when it can be pre-ordered on PlayStation? I do not know. I'm sorry. I do not know. Like we're right now we're like focused on season 5 as like the next thing coming out. So like any timeline information will all be about season 5 before you see anything about LEO.
I won't go back. I did nothing wrong.
They always say they did nothing wrong, but I don't know. Debatable. Oh, drop. What was it? Yeah. I spent some time going through the stuff that I own Pack Rat. I know it in this game always. I spent some time going through the stuff that I picked up to see if I could like sell any of it. I'm like, most of this sells better to the vendor. So I listed it anyways for minimum.
They are prey.
I had one thing that was actually worth like $250,000. That was nice.
We've got her.
Okay. Come on, give me some good stuff. Give me some good stuff. That's what we need to do. We need to do idols. Our idols are not awesome. Okay. Yeah, class specific idols. Let's get idols. The original pitch for that scene where like one of there's like 3 eggs and you're picking between the 3 eggs. The original pitch for the animation there was that one of them would actually hatch and eat the other 2 eggs. Thanks for streaming, Mike. When should we expect the 15-second teaser trailer for Season 5? Season 4 trailer was about 5 months prior to launch. Similar timeline. I do not know the relative timeline for that teaser and the trailer. That seems. I think what happened there. I think that was I think that was a long one because we changed the date after the teaser was released. I think that's what happened there. Could be wrong. I'm also looking at gloves here that have +1 shadow on them. I'm gonna try and find some of those. Womp, 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 womp. Sorry, I'm just answering them out of chat, apparently. Oh, not even looking. Not even looking. That's a problem. Okay, we are going to... We're going to try this. We're going to chaos this out of here. We don't need it. Armor. I mean, armor is actually not bad for us. Okay. What if I did this? Because this rerolls the base, right? Subtype, yes. Let's just up the armor and go to a new subtype. Yeah, I mean, is that... We're gonna go check the options, see if there is something better. I think that's pretty fantastic. That might be the best one. Rogue. Can't bring up the filter I normally use for this. Cooldown recovery would be nice. Fire res and crit multi would be really nice. I think there's more things that could be worse than better. I think we're just gonna keep it. Yeah, because we are doing throwing damage with the shurikens off this right now. We're gonna try and get that on the. I think that can go on the quiver too. We're gonna try and keep that. I think we just keep that, and then go up to 5. I think we leave armor. we're gonna go up to armor 5. Yeah, great. And then it's a high roll on that. Do we havoc it? We've already got T6. There's a 50% chance it stays the same or gets better, and a 50% chance it gets worse each time. Right now. I'll flip a coin. Hey! I think that was perfect. It's even a high roll. I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's high roll on both the good. Yeah, I'm just leaving this. How'd I do? That worked out pretty well. We traded in our crit avoidance and leech that we weren't using at all for a bunch of armor, and actually the armor is basically the same as before because the base had more armor, so it's basically just didn't drop any armor, but we got a bunch of bow and throwing damage and more ward crit and shadows. Yeah, that was great. I mean, the only thing I would now do is corrupt it, but like I need something at least vaguely reminiscent of that before I can corrupt it.
That was close.
But yeah, we'll take that. All right. I guess our next goal is chess piece, something similar. Oh, 3 LP there, but like the 2 LP sells for nothing, so that can't be that expensive. I had 3 of them. All right, I got a question here. Can it possible to find a way to make interacting with the Nemesis egg not suck when there are enemies around in Season 5 or LEO? It is beyond frustrating when an enemy snipes you from a few screens away. You think there's no enemies left when you clear them, and then the enemy randomly comes near you and snipes you from away. Yeah, this is a definite issue that we are trying to find a way to solve. I know there's a lot of like, obviously you just do this to solve it, and every single one I've heard has major problems. We put a few of them through workshopping, and none of them have come out the other side. But it is definitely an issue. This is the sort of thing that like I'd like to be a little bit more tolerant of some of these issues in general. This is a trend I've been mentioning this on stream for a while now. And that is, in general, we frequently will set up a system with a lot of safeguards in place so that they can't be abused. And I think sometimes those safeguards get in the way of just enjoying the systems. So we're frequently worried about this like situation where players feel like they have to do some like convoluted steps in order to actually compete and min-max the system, which is what a lot of ARPG players really like to do. But then sometimes there are situations where it causes the like average use case to be kind of frustrating to deal with. And I'm not saying that's exactly what's happening here, but I'm hoping that there's a way we might be able to relax something to get something in to at least help. Because yes, like the holy grail of solutions for this is just having a pause system in online. And like anytime there's a full screen UI that pops up, it pauses the game when you're in solo. Like that's the holy grail of the system, right? Unfortunately, we do not have access to that at the moment. As much as I would love to have it. Yeah, idols are our next target here. That's actually a nice we're gonna keep that. for possible crafting down the road. Same thing, yeah, 2 T7s. That one's perfect roll though. It's pretty good too. All right. Given the changes we made, do we just like give Aberroth a try right out of the gate? Our void resist is still in the tank. That's what the problem was. We still need to fix our void res. Like, all resistances are actually useful in that fight, but like void res is really the most. Do we have any of these that are doing lightning resist? I can just like switch out. LE. All the elementals are overcapped. So I could take that out and put a bunch of void res there. That is really nice crit though. It's a really nice crit one. Idols, void res. Got not a lot. 9, 5, 5. And there's just like 10 void res. Gets us to 60. So many idols stashed in here. Like, this could be good, maybe? Not confident. There's 3 more all res to be gained from exactly cap. Nice. There's 3 more all res to be gained from a perfect roll on this. I kind of want. I don't know if that's greedy to try and push for. I should just go buy some idols. That's probably the play. Is just go buy some idols.
Easy. Too easy.
Those guys with the big slam are surprisingly damaging. We're still almost always critting. That's nice. All right, what season 5 changes? Excuse me, enemies. I am talking. Oh, yep. There's that guy. Okay, we're gonna. What season 5 changes are you most excited about? Also, should we expect a ramp up in MTX compared to the past season? Season 4 MTX were better, so looking forward to more cool things there. Yeah, I mean, I think there's been a steady increase in the quantity and quality of MTX offerings every season over season. It's just like every season I'm like, these ones are amazing because, you know, they're just better than the ones before it every single time. And I think that process is still improving and like accelerating. So yeah, I think there's going to be even better and even more MTX coming out in season 5 than there was in season 4. Like I said, I mentioned this before. There's a new category of MTX coming for season 5. Like there'll be a new like box somewhere in this window for the new category. And yeah, it's this sort of thing that we're definitely going to be keep ramping up on, keep improving. As for the other half of that question, which I totally remember what it was, what changes season 5 am I most excited about? It's gonna be, I mean, it's always the new skills. It's always the new skills, you know. It's the thing that I work on the most. I haven't been directly working too much on the season 5 ones. Been mostly in the feedback and camp on them. Like initial ideation for nodes and feedback on what's been implemented, that sort of stuff. Because I'm working on LEO skill stuff. And yeah, I think the new skills are incredible. They're great. I'm gonna have a really tough time picking what class to play next season. There's two that I'm really excited about. Hey, we got a new sub. Thank you very much. Nasters, welcome. Glad you're having fun. Appreciate it.
Your echo will break.
Child's Play, I assume appreciates it too. Don't want to speak for them. Yeah, I assume so. All right. Oh yeah. I'm feeling good about giving a shot to Aberroth here really quick. I'm gonna use some keystones to force a fight with boss and hope I get that that mythical 20% all res. Yeah, it's not gonna happen, but like worth a shot. It's always worth a shot. I was talking about this last week, but I really want to do some sort of like, it's if you it like always rolls the one you have equipped, and like it's or like it's if it does roll the one you have equipped, it's always a little bit better. Some sort of just a little bit more consistency to the grind, because it sometimes can feel very spiky for things where you can go like 2 runs in one timeline and be like, I got the perfect one. And then you go 50 runs in the next one and you just barely at half rolls on the right one. And it is meant to be a like not a guaranteed thing to just happen, and a chase thing to, if you want to get all of them to be perfect. But at the same time, I think it needs to be a little bit more clear how long that grind is going to take. Even if the average duration went up, which I don't think it needs to, but even if the average duration went up, I think it would feel better if the extremes were significantly smaller. Full. We're gonna finish the chain, I think. Yeah, I'll finish the chain. Can we get actually good defensive necromancer unique items or buffs to existing necromancer uniques that give good defenses to necromancer in the upcoming season? Do you have a class that you've got in mind with this? Just to be clear. I find even with all the available defenses, it's still not enough, and she still loses a lot of health and gets snapped like a bunch. Like a branch in high corruption. 10% damage reduction node is also not enough combined with other defenses. Yeah, so I would like usually if I was gonna dig a little deeper here, I would ask for like define high corruption first off. But yeah, I think that necromancer is typically, when compared to most of the classes, probably is the squishiest right now. I mean, someone's got to be the squishiest. I'm not saying it needs to be necromancer, and I'm not saying it needs to be by this much. But my gut after playing recently was that the necromancer it felt a lot squishier to play than especially something like, you know, Sentinel, but might be a good thing that it feels squishier than Sentinel in general. Might not be a good thing that it feels significantly squishier than like Mage and Rogue. Classes having the things that they're good at and things that they're not so good at is, I think, a positive in general. But having options to build it tanky if you want to is nice. Slay all champions. Do that, Omen. Oh. This is a T7 sprain damage. Bro gets so many buffs on the bar. It's crazy. Alright. Yeah, I'm not gonna pick that up. I'm learning to control myself. Okay, so if we don't do well, cool item. And two, the two. We'll do a boss echo. We don't need a bunch more gaze, so we just do normal. Yeah, let's do a harbinger just to possibly get another eye.
Easy. Too easy.
Really wish we had culling. Really wish we had culling. I know. Equip the sword. Last laugh. I have one in my inventory or my console or stash. Words. They're hard sometimes. You're not a dragon. He thinks he's dragon. Usually I like to get up to like 500 corruption before trying. Just 'cause I'm a scaredy cat. Did we? Yeah, see, here's the thing. Oh, it rolled, but it's worse. Hey, nice. We'll take that. Just corrupt it and see what happens, right? Nope. Bum, 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 bum.
Yes.
Get sold. Yeah, the attack speed might do something. I don't know, actually.
Take care.
How do you measure tankiness versus squishiness as a dev? Do you compare builds or do you set them all up independently against fixed standardized set of points? I don't think we currently have a standardized like let's see how much damage it can take with these buffs sort of thing, because you can do the math on that. There's a lot of things that play into a class's overall tankiness, like a build's overall tankiness that can't always be measured. So like little things like just having more access to movement speed abilities, like having easy access to a third charge of evade even can lead to tankiness. Having access to like minions that'll just tank hits for you randomly, things like that. Like there's a lot of things that will be sort of secondary defenses that don't line up super well. So it's a lot of times it's testing it out and seeing how it feels. It's a lot of feel. There definitely are like numbers and calculations and stuff that happen for each one, but having, I think, a whole picture of the build is the most effective way to to also experience how it's going to play, and that's more important generally. I mean, you get into the like extremely high corruption. This is why I mentioned like define high corruption, because if we're defining high corruption as like 500 corruption or 1,000 corruption even, that's very different than 10,000 corruption or 20,000 corruption. You know, like there's a huge difference there in where we expect relative balance to sit and how tight it is. All right, so we didn't get that. Too bad. So sad. It's okay. We could just like run that a whole bunch of times. Just keep running it till we get it. But that would be boring. So we're gonna at least go try Aberroth once, just like this. We're 60% void. It's close. Will the endgame significantly change with season 6 and beyond? Will we have more endgame content? Can you tell us anything about it? I can't really tell you much about it at all right now. We are like in long-term planning meetings for like specific new endgame activities that'll come in like each season for many seasons out right now. What that's going to look like, what new tech is going to be introduced between now and then that'll allow us to do what new things. There's quite a few mechanics that we've wanted to use pretty frequently that we just like can't yet. And so like setting aside time for like dev time to try and work those out and to figure out how we can make those happen is really important. And so we're always doing that. There's a few key things that we've been really wanting to have access to that we're currently developing. Nice. Very excited about those.
Traveler, don't worry about me.
Such wasted potential. Orobis would have welcomed you. You fight for
Oh gosh.
nothing.
I moved slightly too early.
The void comes.
Oh gosh.
See the beauty we were denied. Itera turned her back on us. The void hungers. Darkness reigns. Weak and worthless.
Okay. Ooh.
The gods tore our world apart. They deserve their fates.
Confidence is probably way higher than it should be right now. Especially given what just happened.
Weak and worthless.
Out of those.
The void comes.
I might need to lock my cursor to the window for this fight.
The world called to Orobis. This is his answer. The void hungers. Hope will not save you. You fight for nothing.
Oh, I knew I had to get out of there. It just gets so dark. Okay. Well, our damage is low because that took forever. Our defenses are low because we were struggling to stay alive. We need a new pair of gloves. We need a new pair of gloves. We need a new chest. We need new idols. We need a lot of things. Those are decent. It can be better, but they're decent. Got these all waiting in the wings. Got another 3 there. Bunch of 2s. Some 0s. Want to slam that so bad. Wait, can we mirror this? This is a mirror target, right? That's good enough to mirror, isn't it? I have one rune of creation. Tell me if I'm crazy. I can then slam them both. I'm crazy? Oh. I thought it was good. Feels good to me. Okay, well let's go try and buy a pair of gloves. They're propping up our resistances. That's like half of our resistances are coming from these gloves right now. Oops, nope, do not take those off. There's room for a really awesome chest that we could get to. Someone told me to do it in chat, so I'm doing it. I'm very suggestible, apparently. Respectable. You know what? That could have gone a lot worse. Our fizz and our poison are capped now. We can probably take some off of our idols from fizz and poison and like poison res we can take off there. Okay. Let's go that fizz pen, which is nice too. Terrible one to do, Mike. Do this. And then this. 64 void res. We're getting there. One idol at a time. Okay. We've got one that's good, right? So like there's nothing to lose, right? Cold res and void res. Okay, we gotta undo what we just did here. Get our fizz res back. This pet, that's nice. Went to an idle slot here, didn't it? Okay. Our resistances are very close now. Should we just give it another shot with better resists? I'm very pleased with this item now. We have real resistances. We can do this.
The altar of oblivion.
When is multiplayer overhaul coming? Such as you can't share monolith progress, shrines not being map wide, gift window can. I think that got cut off. There's
Face us yourself.
yeah, so there'll be a few phases of this, I think. In general. These are issues that we're looking at for sure. I think this is part of what we've talked about, what I was talking about earlier, where we've like tried to put safeguards in place to avoid certain like play patterns where people feel they're forced into that aren't fun, or maybe like potentially unfair situations, and that we kind of like put guardrails in place that maybe didn't need to be quite so strict. So we're looking at different ways to solve those issues. Also, just like functionality and playability things we're always trying to improve on. Yes, like you're playing with a friend and you're both doing progression naturally through the monolith system. You're both leveling up your corruption, and only one of your corruption's actually going up. So yes, we're changing that with I don't know if that's season 5 or season 4 or season 5 or season 6. Sorry. But yes, we are changing that to where you will you will both get progression in monolith. Part of that is we're changing, like we're looking at changing the functionality of like the usability of dropping your corruption as well, and like selecting corruption. So like being easier to jump around to different corruption tiers. One thing we've had as a requirement for a long time is anytime the corruption tier was going to change, you had to reset the echo web, and that's something we're trying to get away from. So if we can get rid of that, it opens up a lot of functionality options for what we're doing.
The gods tore our world apart. They deserve their fate.
I feel like I should have orbiting shurikens for this fight as well. I think that'd be a lot more damage for shuriken side of things.
Darkness reigns. We treated the world no better. Death is our legacy. Die! The void hungers. Oblivion. The world called to our abyss. This is its
I don't know how that orb didn't pop.
The void
Game just gifted that to me.
will not save you. You fight for nothing.
I did not mean to go back to the right. Overkill damage 0. I had it. It's that last thing that just gets me every time. I don't know why I struggled with it so much. I'm gonna try it again. My damage is so low. Oh, it takes so long.
The altar of oblivion.
Okay, I gotta figure out how to fix my damage here. We need better damage output. We fixed our defenses for the most part.
You return to me, and with
Our defense is being propped up. Oh, I gotta turn that off next time. Our defense is being propped up by our idols, and we're losing out on so much damage because of it. Nice to know I can take that hit without having to dodge. But remember when I was doing this with the bear, it was like this portion of the fight was one use of earthquake by the bear, and both these guys are just dead. So a lot difference on DPS. It's okay, we got that tiny bit of bleed now. There's a tiny bit of bleed. Did we just add a tiny bit of bleed somewhere? Maybe not. But we did. Doesn't matter. Do you ever follow optimized build guides from the community, or do you follow your vision when you build a character? What would you suggest to a new player? I do both. You'll often see me playing kind of janky builds on stream, because my heart lies in the jank. But yes, I did a pretty strong bear build last season, and like I probably should transition this into like a falconer or blade dancer build. Marksman's just like Marksman's my character. It's what I do. It's what I love. It's home. And with the new bow ability this season, I just had to play it. So I know I'm doing the unoptimized thing here. But it's for fun. I was looking at trying out both a blade dancer and a spellblade build to give a shot to a little bit. After I at least beat Aberroth here with a like less than meta build, then I'll switch. Maybe that should be the thing. Beat Aberroth with a non-meta build and then like switch for my stream characters. It's taking me 2 months though. That happens when you only play on stream, really. A little bit extra.
Death is our legacy. Die. The void comes. Oblivion. The world called to
You're over there somewhere. I know you are.
this is its answer. The void hunger.
Okay, we're getting to this phase pretty reliably right now. Oh.
You fight for nothing. The void comes.
What? I dodged the thing that always gets me. Okay, I'm clearly not strong enough to do this. I'm gonna abandon this for now. We'll pick it up. Oh, it's that few percent extra resistance that I'm missing, right? What would I suggest to new players? What's the second half of that question? Because there's no matter what you pick at the start of the game, the only hard decision you've locked in is your base class. So rogue is the only thing that's unchangeable about my character. Literally everything else I can change. Every single thing, the master you can change. The only thing that's locked in is your base class. So there's only like one of 5 things, and every class can do like all the content in the game right now. So I don't think that there's a bad decision you can make that you can't undo. With that in mind, my recommendation for new players is generally to kind of just hop in and pick some stuff that seems good. You can do that by just reading whatever's available to you at each stage and saying like, okay, I'm right at the start of the game and I have flurry and I pick up a bow and now I can do melee flurry or bow flurry. Great, pick whichever one feels like it works better for you. And then you get shurikens and you're like, great, I've got a melee throwing and bow skill. You get Shadowrun and you got 2 melee, 2 bow, and throwing skill. And you kind of just play with them and see which one feels best. And start going, and then you get another throwing ability with Acid Flask, and it's just sort of a, I think there's a slow progression in what's being unlocked to you, in a sense that is where the game's not super hard and there's not a lot of options at the start. Like, you don't get access to all the skill trees at first. You'll end up having like 1 point to spend and just look like, do I want attack speed or do I want damage? Be like, you don't need to look at the rest of it at the start. You can just look at the basics of what's available to you, what's right in front of you. You start getting passives and you say, okay, I'm going to look at these 3 nodes because they're the only 3 nodes I have access to. And you don't need to look at everything else. And you're not going to make an irreversibly bad decision. And until you get into like the monolith, you're probably not going to need to have a really cohesive plan to get there. Like, you might not get there as fast without a cohesive plan, but you'll get there just fine. By just making reasonably good decisions, in the sense of like, you've taken a melee ability and you're using a melee weapon and you're taking bonuses that say more melee damage, you know, like as long as you're making relatively logical decisions, you're going to be just fine through the campaign. And I think that experience of leveling through the campaign is really valuable, and like reading the abilities that you have access to and learning what type of things are out there and learning through experimentation and failure, I think is a really valuable thing to have at the start of a new system journey, especially where there's a big old safety net there to catch you. Currently, respecking your mastery late game is too expensive, and we are changing that. So that might be something that I'd recommend doing a little bit of looking at before you do. That happens fairly early in the campaign. So that might be one thing that I'd like take some time to consider what type of gameplay you really want. Even then, though, like, every mastery can get the job done. There are some pretty big power discrepancies in a few cases. Like right now, marksman is significantly far behind the other two.
That was close.
And there's a few other situations like that. But even then, like, you can get the job done. Then at the same time, if you're not really interested in doing a full discovery, looking at like a tier list and seeing like what a really good class is, and like a really like sort of an end game thing you'd like to do, where you're like, hey, I would love to be able to do a fire based spellcaster character at end game. And so you go like look at like, okay, what mastery should I be picking for a good fire-based spellcaster at endgame? And then just once you found something that is a good option there, build that yourself. And then respec into exactly what the meta build is after that. I think you end up with a lot better. I think there's situations where if you follow just a straight build guide, you can end up in a situation where you don't understand why you're doing something. Because there's some like mechanical misunderstanding or some knowledge that's missing, where you don't realize like, hey, you want lots of mana in your build because it synergizes with this point, and because you never took the time to read through all the nodes. I mean, not all the nodes, but just like even peruse through them as you're leveling and take them one at a time. Oh, I'm talking too much. You can be in a situation where you don't realize why you need the mana, and maybe you missed that point or something, or you took something else that canceled it out by mistake, or you know. I think that foundational knowledge is really important. Also, as a new player, I recommend the G button. There's a huge list of pages that have lots of detailed information about various topics. And you can search things. Be like, ward. There's ward and boss ward. There's 2 different mechanics. You know, it'll filter on all sorts of terms and different categories of things you can look up. And we're always adding new stuff to this. Like one of the tasks we have, persistent tasks for every season release, is new game guide entries related to the new content, and also just missing entries for content that's been around that people have been asking for. That's always getting better. I picked that up. I do not need it. Just see shinies. I gotta pick them up. All right. The third option is you can also just follow a full-on build guide, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. Like, if that's what you want to do, and you want to have a good character right off the bat, and you know, slay from the start and go all the way through, like, totally valid. Especially if you've like put your 10,000 hours in on the ARPG genre, it'll be a smooth transition. All right. Why was the first new roadmap just a bunch of pictures with the text subjects to change and no other information about what's in the new seasons? I'm really pondering why that was a choice when other roadmaps in the past had info on them. So I think we've been sort of experimenting with how much detail we want to put in the roadmaps. You know, like we've had issues where we've put too much information in, and you know, we haven't been able to, maybe like we've just like changed priorities partway through, and then there's this like expectation of, hey, there's this thing you said you were going to do and you're not doing it anymore. Or we like just push it back a season, or we pull things up a season, and not having the ability to be flexible on that is really tricky. Especially, so I was mentioning earlier about having specific tech in place for certain features. There's certain features that if we had the tech in place, we would put them in next season. Like, no questions asked, they'd be going in. But we don't, so they can't. There's certain things that we'd want to put in for next season that aren't even going to go in LEO because we won't have the tech ready for it in time for that sort of thing. And like, if we put those things on detailed roadmaps where we say like, okay, well, you know, 5 seasons from now we're going to do this one specific thing, and that specific thing hinges on having certain tech available for it, and we can't get that to work. Maybe there's some underlying issue with the engine we didn't know about, or you know, it costs too much performance budget, so we can't put it in, or there's just like more things you have to figure out. Like, there's so many things that can cause delays on that. Or maybe the opposite happens and it gets in way sooner than we thought, and so we say, okay, we're gonna push back this other feature that's like good, but you know, it's not as urgent as this one. So something else gets pushed back to make way for something that's even better. And so having that flexibility is really important to us. So we went from probably having too much detail to maybe having not enough detail. I guess we're dialing it in a little bit. I maybe like to see a hybrid approach where there's like a little bit more detail on the thing that's coming up next, and then a little less detail on the thing that's coming up after that. Which we did a little bit. I think one time where we said, it's been a few roadmaps now. One of the roadmaps, I think we had like future features listed and like a batch sort of thing. And even that, there's like expectations that get created of like, okay, well, the things at the top of the list are coming first, things at the bottom of the list are coming after. We should just like force them to be in alphabetical order. Be like, these are alphabetical order. Attack speed, we'll take that. It's got a T7 on it, but it's not. Thank you for the answer about multiplayer. To me, LE is the best RPG out there. Well, thank you. Overall, for my friends, they go to Diablo and PoE because of the lack of quality of life in multiplayer. Yeah, I hope you understand your game is great. Thanks. I do. It just needs a lot of polishing on current mechanics, etc. I would guarantee fixing tons of accessibility will make. Oh, I would guarantee that fixing tons of accessibility will make player retention better than just adding more content. Yeah, and it's a like a multi-pronged approach for sure, because we do need to. You're right. We do need to add more It's taking away
The silence wakes.
the like pain points in multiplayer. Fix the friends list server. We've gone through like 7 service providers for that, I think. It's insane. Yeah, one of my friends I play with sometimes is, you know, like I definitely feel those same multiplayer pain points, you know, when we're playing together. And yeah, we're looking at restructuring the monolith. And progression in the monolith, both solo and multiplayer progression in the monolith. That's all stuff that's very much in development right now. Big time. And more content for it too. I want to go in there? Like, not really. Oh, defeat the retreats. I have to.
You've returned, traveler.
I just don't need... I could have made... That's what I should have done to that helmet. I'm such an idiot. I had so much... Oh, after I corrupted one of them good, I could have set one of them to a T8. I could have evolved the T7 rune. And then slapped another prefix on there for like skill levels on... I don't know where Shadowrend is or multi-shot is. I could have done that. That would have been nice. My plan is to do a T8 affix on my chest anyways, though, so would have had to give it up afterwards. Because the chest piece has higher roll ranges for practices. Two-handed weapons, I think, are the highest, and chest is the second, I think.
Bring her here. How's our chance?
Lineage complete. Would you consider doing another profession-based class like Forge Guard, Blacksmith? I would like to see a fishing or archaeologist-inspired class. I have seen several archaeology theme-inspired class suggestions come down from like community, internal stuff. I think they're very cool. I don't think a fishing-based class would really fit very well. If you can think of a way to make a fishing based class really cool and like make sense and fit and all that sort of stuff, I would super listen to it. I tried to, and I still am gonna pitch this one a few more times at some point. You know, like give me a few more years and we're getting low on classes, and I'll get this in eventually. Having like it might be like a mastery on the rogue too, but like a trickster, jester, bard, you know, somewhere in that like category type class. I would love to do. I'm still squishy. Well, that's not nothing. These are all kind of nothing. Why do I pick so much stuff up? I just end up selling it. But you'll never stop me. I'm gonna sell these ones live though. Here we go.
Yes.
730. It's not terrible. I think we've heard about sound volume slider for each loot filter rule. That sounds fancy, and I really want to use. How's that been going? Did we say we were doing that? That sounds very familiar. I haven't seen it yet. I feel like that's one of those things that like that's ringing a bell, but I haven't seen it, so I don't know. I've been getting a lot more info on other departments lately. It's been fantastic. Not just stuck in my little corner of skills development. Boardman's plank. Okay, I've got this. Look, something right beside you. Get it. What's the design intent behind Natural Wrath? I don't know what that node does off the top of my head, but I'll look it up in a moment. Natural Wrath? Is it a weapon? A weapon. It's a weapon. Oh, right. Yes. Okay, it's new. Yes, so it's upheaval and earthquake are converted to lightning. With at least 30 storm stacks, upheaval hits can expend 20 storm stacks to cast earthquake, consuming 50% of its mana cost. 0.5 second cooldown. Gathering Storm doesn't seem to synergize with upheaval. I mean, other than potential for like big damage type synergies, because they're both lightning at that point, right? And I don't see any damage scaling between them. So like it converts upheaval to lightning, and then Gathering Storm is lightning, right? And they're both like lightning melee skills at that point. Melee, lightning, strength attunement. Melee, strength attunement, and physical turns lightning. Yes, they have all the same scaling tags at that point. I think that's the primary synergy, is that they have just matching scaling tags.
Easy.
And they can then, you know, trigger. Trigger Earthquake, which also then has the same scaling tags. If you want, you can change Earthquake to spell as well. Yeah, that effect does not convert it to a spell, but you can convert it to a spell if you want. If you want to focus on the like, but if you're dropping your storm stacks on casting up Earthquake, you probably don't want to do that. I would assume. What do you think of crit above 100% mechanics, like in Warframe, where crits can crit multiple times? Is it something you would consider putting in the game? If so, would it be something like an item or class specific? We did put it in the game. It is an item. In the Primordial Unique batch that we released last season, season 3, There was one of them that adds like I can't we called them deadly strikes or something. True Sight Glass. Critical strike chance above 100% gives you a chance to deal deadly strikes, up to 40% chance. Deadly strikes count as critical strikes, but have an additional 300% critical strike multiplier. So yeah, True Sight Glass Amulet is this. We looked at different ways of doing this, and this was our favorite. I remember everything about that conversation. I was definitely there for that whole conversation. There's a few of them. We tied it to a specific item as like a real heavy investment. Like I am a crit build. This is my primary mechanic that I'm working around is crit. It's almost not a bad idea for me. All I do is crit, right? What else does this thing do? Crit multi. CDR, crit avoidance, less damage over time taken. I would lose this, which is really good. I can show it right here.
Ready to trade?
Is that on screen? Am I covering that up? A tiny bit. Far over to the right I can get it. Teaser, please don't have any VC. I'm assuming that's you. What's the plan with poison builds at the moment? They've been lackluster for years at this point. Yeah, they are. Anything specific I can say about this? I mean, there's some cool stuff around Orb Decay that we just put in for season 6. That like lets you detach it from yourself in a couple different ways. That's really fun.
Till next time, traveler.
I don't want to say like there's like a specific push to make poison better or something like that as like a blanket thing. Hey, black market token, we'll take it. We don't really need them that much. We're getting pretty close there, aren't we? Yeah, we're getting pretty close. I do feel you a little bit on this stuff. Like it is something that's not been overly appealing for a while now, I think. Partially because there is so much support for crit, I think. And poison doesn't crit, it never hits. But like there's some cool stuff for Serpent Strike we just did. There's some cool stuff for Orb of Decay that we just did. Like there's been some really cool things for poison abilities that I do know is coming for season 6.
Get ready. It won't hold for long.
The crystallized heart one, gotta be careful. Right. What is the just in case I decide to do it? Torn. No good option. Perfect. We'll do idols. We're done. Don't think any of these are awesome for me. That helped with that one. I'm not selling it. Help with both of these. Can't sell them. Can't do it. They're both backer uniques. Yep. Is it possible to have UI visuals where if you allocated a passive or skill point, other incompatible ones light up or light up red or fade out to show you can't use them? Or perhaps color-coded borders with several meanings, like for example, if something is recommended or something else is disabled. We could do something like this. The
That was close.
part of the reason we haven't done this is the compatibility of these nodes is not explicitly set in the UI. So it's not like in the UI there's a thing where allocating one of them actually disables the other. It's in the code side of things. So the UI has no idea how those nodes are going to operate and function, and so there's not a clean way to do that without basically manually setting which nodes are incompatible in the
Easy. Too easy.
in the UI somewhere.
This distraction.
I do love the idea of having that as functionality. My concern would be having a situation where we set something like that up and then you miss one of them, and you like start to rely on something that's not complete. We do already put in there saying that they are incompatible, and like an alt tooltip sometimes, but it might be a little too subtle. I do like the idea of having a like when one of them is selected, having it automatically like gray out or put a red border on it or something, or if you do try to allocate two things that are incompatible, having it tell you that you've got things that are incompatible maybe. We are looking at changing the skill specialization overhauls as well, like the way you specialize skills and the way you respec skills. Oh ho ho ho! +2. That's really nice. It's only 2. I know it's only 2. Oh, we're so close. And it's less of a big deal to cap it than normally because there is that that 75 pen post cap. So really, it's more the difference. Like the 73 to 75 is the difference between -2 and 0, not the difference between 73 and 75. Still want it all the way. Yeah, one of these has to spawn now. We bump it up, right? Right? It's fine. Fine.
You understand nothing, traveler.
Right.
Distraction.
Got complacent. I got complacent. That's unfortunate. Hi Mike. How much do you guys care about balance? For example, when designing a new skill, does the design team take care to balance the skill, or is there a separate team that checks that? There's a few passes that happen. Balance is really important. It's tricky to get the I think part of it, one of the issues that comes across with when looking at balance of a game is looking at where it's balanced. So there's 1,000 different like relative data points for balance comparison. So like let's look at Shadowrun as a new ability. At level 7 or whatever it unlocks at 4, whatever it unlocks at, probably 4, maybe 3 even. Is it balanced at level 3? Is it balanced at level 25 when you unlock your mastery? Is it balanced at level like 65 when you're in early monoliths? Is it balanced at level 100? Is it balanced at killing Uber Aberroth? Is it balanced at 10,000 corruption? You know, so there's all these different balance points, and so there's different stages that we look at balance for things. So when we're first ideating nodes, we're considering balance. When we are first implementing nodes, we're considering balance. When we are doing early playtests, we're considering balance. I mentioned earlier that we're doing an early playtest of one of the new skills for season 5 just on Tuesday, and we were talking about balance for it already, and it is that was like one of the main topics of conversation for that at that stage. And you know, it's the first time that, maybe the second time that most of us have touched it really. Like I actually had it in our hands playing it, and like with a full skill tree and everything functional. Then there's like another balance pass that happens once everything's implemented. Then there's a internal playtest and more balancing happens. Then there's a community tester playtests that happen, and there's more balancing that happens. So yeah, there's a lot of different stages of balancing that happen for different skills. Yeah. Okay, this shouldn't be too tricky. I'll just not stand in the fire. Easier said than done, right? Is the Omen Season 4 boss connected to Orbis lore-wise? Yes. I mean, kind of everything bad is connected in some way at this point. But yeah, there's a lot of visual theming similarities with like Void in general, and you know, corruption and. A crazy path across the screen that time. Shoot him. Not me, shoot him. We need culling so bad. Woo!
Means nothing. The end will come.
Not picking up 0 LP Siphon. Just sold like 8 of them. All right, 472. Can we farm at 500? We're getting close to finding out. Follow up on the question for class professions. So yeah, like this is like classes based on professions, not like professions for every class. Would you be open to have it like a sub-ascendancy kind of evolution? For example, a forge guard who can further specialize into a ranged master or a sword-based master, or a lich that goes into either attack heavy or specialized or spellcaster heavy. Oh, so like a second mastery selection. I mean, I think there's, if we were going to do something like that, there's not enough room in the progression, I don't think, to differentiate them super duper heavily. And something that we've talked about in the past doing that is if we were going to do something like this, where I would push, let's finish answering the question. With bonuses and drawbacks that make each player weigh their choice, this could be the vehicle to put professions into each class. So we've talked about having something similar to this, and I think the place to put it more so is in mutually exclusive passive keynotes. So having a, like, you know, we have this this chain here, which new UI for this, so excited to talk about. We'll talk about this later, but like, this sounds so minor. I saw it. It was the tiniest little thing that just blew me away. Was that he moved the end of the progression track for the masteries that you're not specialized in to the point of where the chain is, so you can't see the track go past on the ones you're not specialized in. And it just clicked the visuals for me so much all of a sudden. I was so pleased. I'm gonna get him on stream to as a guest at some point soon here, I hope, as well. So that'll be great. And was I, oh yeah. So like a mutually exclusive key node selection at a certain like fixed point on the trees. So like right as you're going past this line, having like a like right here, like split these down the middle and like separate them out a little bit, or just like take the nodes that are right here and move them off to the side or something. Just like put a hole there in the middle so that when you cross that line, you pick like, oh, I'm going to be like a really crit focused marksman or a really dot focused marksman or something like that. And then another one right at the end. So like having like 2 decision points like that, where there's like major big key nodes or something like that. I think that would be really sweet. We ultimately decided not to do it. But like that's the sort of thing that's where I would put a vehicle like that, because there's probably not enough room to have like really significant like or you can attach skills to it. I mean, if you want to do it that way, that's, I guess you could be like pick one of these 2 skills to unlock. It's like a big mega passive, like it's a passive like on the scale of this here and a skill. So it's like a mega passive and a skill, and then another mega passive and a skill or something like that. I think that could be a way to do it. But I don't think that having like a full-on like separate like profession tacked onto this, so you're like, I'm a rogue, marksman, Fletcher or something like that. I don't know if that would be, and then like I'm a rogue marksman. I don't know, like Smith for like who makes arrowheads. Smiths make arrowheads, I guess, but like someone specializing in making arrowheads or something like that. Like making different or like a bowyer. No, that's whoever makes bows. I don't know the name of the profession of people who make bows. What is someone who makes bows called? A bowyer. Okay, I was right. Sweet. Cool. Yeah, like a bowyer and a Fletcher is like professions that came off that. Maybe that could be like names of the nodes or something, but I don't know if having like specific like, I don't know if that enhances or dilutes the class fantasy. If that makes any sense, because then you'd have like build guides where it's like this, I'm playing a bowyer this class, or I'm playing a Fletcher this season, and because you'd want to specialize into that mastery profession as the distinction, and because the profession implies the mastery, you'd only have to say the profession. That's why the mastery implies the class. You only have to say the mastery. You say I'm playing a marksman, not I'm playing a rogue marksman. Whew, got through it. It's a good thing I've got multiple drinks here, because I'm getting a little hoarse. Hello! Just wanted to start by saying that I love lots of RPGs. Me too. Me too. Big fan. Kind of have to be to work on them. And I think Ellie fits a great little niche, and it is a ton of fun. Thanks. Me too. Always looking forward to new content. Me too. My question is there anything in the works for more primordial uniques or anything in that same vein? Love that mechanic or that idea. Thanks for a sick game. You're welcome. Thanks for playing it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yes, there is. We've looked at adding. I don't want to say specifically what's coming, but things we've looked at as options around primordials. Probably won't do a major, like a dramatic update to the system until we have maybe like a more focused update for it, so we can do a whole bunch at once. And maybe there's like maybe we do another season themed around it in a significant amount of time and have a big change to it. But I think that there is room for small updates sprinkled in as we go. So like be that in the form of balance changes for existing primordials, maybe some that are a little overpowered, some that are a little underpowered, adjusting the numbers, easy. Some that maybe are missing the mark in theming, could even change how they're like what their mods are and things like that. I think there's room for sprinkling in a few new ones here and there, like maybe just like one new primordial. If there's like a missing niche there, I think that's a really good opportunity for us to add in some cool new stuff. What else are we looking at doing? Some additional. We were talking about some rewards for like being able to buy the currency, the primordial currency from another system, and being able to buy the currency for another system from primordial system as well. So that if you really liked one of the systems, you could focus on one and have it pay for the other, and vice versa. Probably at like a slight efficiency loss. What else are we looking at there? There's a lot of discussion around crafting and T8 exalted crafting, in how we can improve that without significantly improving the legendary system. So I shouldn't say improve the legendary system, but like without buffing the legendary system, because it's already real strong. Hey, we got one. Let's go for two. I know we got nothing to lose. I should go for three because we got lots of twos. That was a really good one. I do think I want shurikens, and I want to do the shurikens with orbiting, and I want to get my chest crafted. I need to craft my T8 chest. Okay, that's my new goal, is craft my T8 chest. It's not going to be easy, but I think that's the next like big thing to do. There's a ton of ward I'm leaving on the table. Speaking of T8 crafting that I need to do. And, you know, like, I feel like I'm a very good case study for this right now because I've been putting it off because I know it's going to be hard. Which is not what we want. Yes. Yes. Is that this? No, it wasn't that. Maybe it was. Don't know what the sounds are yet. All right. More questions. You guys, there hasn't been a ton of questions this stream, but I've really enjoyed them. There've been some really good ones, so. I look over the terrible times. Good evening, Mike. Good evening. My question is around CT. I heard you're not planning to recruit more testers. So by what condition were they selected initially, and what's the conditions to stay in the program each season, like feedback reports or similar? It's not like completely closed no matter what system. Like there's situations where it could get added to. I don't think it's like a no one's ever allowed in again or sort of thing. I'm sure. I really hope that's not what's been planned. I think it's more along the lines of we're not like actively doing like a recruitment drive for it at the moment. So I think that's more what's happening. And what conditions were they like selected by initially? It's basically someone who is really just interested in doing it and is motivated to do it is the big thing, because it is like being in the system, having early access to it. We do expect like some sort of feedback from you, and I'll be honest, I do not know the specific requirements for it, but I know there were people that were sitting in there that like hadn't said anything in a very long time that I think were basically told, you know, like this is not just a free early access to the system sort of thing. This is a testing program. The biggest key requirement is people that don't want to participate in any races. So I think there's like one of the CT builds is about to go out, like maybe next week or something like that. And I think it's like, I think there's a notice we're sending out possibly like right now or next week early on, being like, if you want to be in part of a race next season, you got to leave now because you're about to get access to the first version of it. I think the sort of person that we would really like to have in that system is someone who is like knowledgeable about the game, someone who is motivated to test things in an early state and able to look past, you know, cosmetic issues and see mechanical issues for like early testing. Someone who can write high quality feedback. Writing high quality feedback, I say it so often, and like sometimes I'll be talking to my friends about like high quality feedback and things, and then like, yeah, it's a little bit of like how hard is it to say something's bad sort of thing. Really hard, actually. To do it well, really hard. I'd say that's generally a plus, being able to articulate yourself well and have specific ways of doing that. The one I always come back to, there's lots of different great frameworks for it. The one that I always come back to is, when X happens, I feel Y. It's just identifying like the trigger for a new feeling, and just the one. Oh well. Oh well. It'll be fodder. Well, we did get boots with big CDR, with perfect roll CDR on them. That's not nothing. We do like that. What was that? A 6-7. Yeah, I heard it too. Even my kid, who's like just started school, got it. Luckily, it's like it's died away completely. That's why I forgot about it. I only noticed it after I said it. You can tell I watched too much Day 9 because I'll bring it up again. I really liked his explanation of it. It was basically like, and for everyone who's my age, I'm gonna ruin something for you here. It's the game. It's the same thing as the game. Except instead of losing the game, you win the game. Because you hear it and you get to do the thing, and you win by doing the thing instead of losing. Will there be some changes to the corruption system? Sometimes it feels that it's always give you a negative outcome. Yeah. I mean, how it says, the bulk of the time it won't give you the exact perfect outcome. And if you are at a situation where you have a very good item, like this one right here, like there's a T6 of the exact corrupted affix on here that I want. So in order to get a better item in this slot, I basically need to hit this or better, which is a really, 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 really rare chance. So it's when I'm making a new item from now on, I think this is like a pitfall of corruption in general. When you get to like higher end crafting, I'm not saying about high end yet, but like higher, you get lucky on something like this early on, especially. In order to improve this item, I need to have a well-rolled like base that hits on like a multiple LP that hits there, and then it also needs to hit this corruption basically. Ideally in like a high tier of this corruption, like at least a tier 4 plus sort of thing, or else it's probably not going to be as good of an item. And so I think what that does is that moves the goalpost on what a like positive and negative outcome is. So it can start to, especially as you get better and better items, the rate at which you're getting better items starts to drop off, and it can sometimes drop off a cliff when you go from like I think that bow's a really great example, because it went from kind of terrible items and me being like, I've got these sort of nothing rolls and I'm just corrupting and getting sort of whatever options and they're fine, and sort of basically anything's better than what I've got, and then I hit the perfect one and it's like, okay, all of a sudden I have to hit the perfect one every time now. So it's like I hit a peak in a roller coaster and I'm in a bit of a valley for it. I don't know if there's a way to fix that issue necessarily, but I will say that the vast majority of the time you should be getting at the very least neutral outcomes from corruption. Like actually getting a negative outcome is quite rare. Not getting an upgrade can feel like a negative outcome though, I think. I think it's just one of the like the issues behind a high RNG final stage of crafting in general. We can get out of here. Ivorine.
Yes.
We don't want that. We don't want that. Keep those other things though.
Care.
Tab is full? No, it's not. Tell you when it's full. It's basically full. We are looking at changes to the other corruption system. Sorry. Yep. Never mind. We're looking at changes to this corruption system though. Big time. I just looked down and reminded myself I'm building a magic deck right now, and I've accidentally put like 6 infinite combos in it without realizing. Had to rip a whole bunch of cards out. I'm like, not doing that. They're just all 1 card infinite combos with my commander. I'm like, whoops. Just put them in this high synergy and was like, oh, that's just infinite. And really easy infinite. Right. Next question. I'm the archer here. Are there any synergies for Werebear, like going Avalanche or some Fire Werebear? Any new synergies? Yes. Am I gonna give you any specifics and tell you what they are? No, I'm sorry. That'll be season 6 stuff.
They won't forget that one.
I would love to do like a meteor shower, or like a comet storm. Werebear, that'd be cool. This is basically just Avalanche. Okay, here we go. Something dropped right then? Did I miss something? Jump gun?
Yes.
Don't need that. Is that D7? It is. We can roll that to be useful. Maybe. What's your thoughts on this suggestion? The amulet corruption attribute conversions. Amulet corruption attribute conversions. Oh, so like the your dexterity is converted to guile and stuff like that. Like converting strength to brutality. Yeah, so I just kept reading a bit. It explains itself. Gives a DPS buff for a defensive nerf. This is good for ZHP builds, but less so for example hardcore players. My suggestion is to add a set of conversions that does the reverse and buffs defensive by giving up some DPS. Put in the suggestion channel. Yeah, it's something we considered doing when we were doing it. I think in general, so originally there was a mix of them. They weren't all give up defense for offense. There's a mix of them. And generally the feedback we got from the ones that were give up offense for defense was, why would I ever take this? This is bad. No. And I understand that there are like different playstyles that can use things like that. But I'd probably be as like a thematic core attribute system, I'm less interested in having multiple conversions, and I think having them be thematically similar, like mechanically linked in that sense, is a positive. So I'd be more interested in just having like a situation where there needs to be an attribute, like a defensive scaling for attributes bonus, just come as itself. Say like, okay, well, you know, the armor bonus for your strength is doubled. You know, like something like some item that does that. I'd rather just put that on its own thing, I think.
The window opens. Ready to hunt, traveler? The feast!
Thanks for reminding me that I lost 5 items in 2 streams. Yes, and small sample size and confirmation bias leads to very skewed outcomes when analyzing systems. In that same time, I also got 2 sweet helmets, a ridiculous bow, and a ridiculous quiver corruption.
A beauty!
All right. We're gonna start figuring out the craft for my T8 chest. And I'm gonna try and get some stuff set up for that offline, so that next stream I can do that. Because I think we did pretty well on the helmet today. Oh, you know what we're gonna do? Okay. We got time for one more. If I do quick, we're gonna give it one more try. One more try, right at the end. We're gonna finish off. You must have missed the teasers today. I'm sorry, we didn't have any teasers today. We had some
The altar of oblivion.
So you finally
some stuff going on with
with a guest. But first, prove yourselves worthy.
basically just didn't have time. We just didn't get ready in time.
Face us
Sorry.
yourself.
I should have been more on the ball with it. I will make sure we have something for next week. We got did we haven't tried this since we got the 2 extra all res, did we? This is it. We're overcapped on fire. That's gonna be the difference. Okay.
Entertain my dear sister for a
Is
moment.
boy dressed red? Yeah.
Traveler, don't worry about me.
Here we go.
Such wasted potential.
Like, don't worry about me. I'm like, I wasn't.
Welcomed you. You fight for nothing. See the beauty we were denied. Terror turned her back on us.
Kind of wondering like which of these attacks I can just eat. There's room for me to just like stand and DPS more. I should have put that somewhere better.
The gods tore our world apart. They deserve their fate. Weaken worthless. Embrace oblivion.
We're just shooting in the general direction of where the oh, I ate that.
We treated the world no better. Death is our legacy. Die! The void hungers. The world called to Orbis. This is his answer. The void comes. It will not save you. You fight for nothing. The void hungers. Weak and worthless.
Oh. Ooh.
Orbis, help me.
We got there. Ooh.
Aberroth. No.
Nice. Yeah, first try.
You can rest now.
So easy. Oh, it's so easy. All right.
My name is. My brother is waiting for us.
Here we go. Some fun stuff to get. Well, we've done that, so I think we'll try. I think what the plan is we're gonna build our chest. We're gonna build new gloves. See how high we can push this corruption wise. See if we can finish off how many of the corrupted, how many of the different woven echoes we can finish. There's no way this build's doing Uber. Not a hope. And I think we'll probably respec into Blade Dancer or Falconer and try Uber. Once we push this as far as it's gonna go. Maybe I'll build up a few million gold and buy my way over. All right, here we go. I know you're hoping me to. Oh yeah, one last final question. Are there any plans to follow up on Aberroth's storyline in the lore? Maybe to explore what happened to the Harbingers after their leader was killed, or Orbis' reaction after they killed his elite hit squad. I do not know for certain what the follow up there is, but it is connected to Orbis, and I think we can expect. This is Mike tinfoil hat on. I think we can expect to see some sort of connection and storyline follow up. I think there's
My name
like,
is Arenthia.
you know, there's a lot of story stuff happening here, and I'd love to see a continuation of that. I think we should see that as well.
Who will fight
Yes.
until her last breath to set things right.
On that terrible disappointment though of me not dying, 'cause I won, right? It is time to end. Hope you all have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time. If I did not answer your question, I apologize. It was not intentional. Please head on over to our Discord and you can ask it there. Do my best to answer it. There's also lots of great community members answering questions there too. That's about it. See you later. Bye, everybody.